latest that's going on in the left guard situation. So Tuesday's practice yesterday, this week, brought a curveball. Jaylon Moore, who's primarily played offensive tackle, was getting first-team reps at left guard, a spot that's belonged to Kingsley Suamataia throughout camp so far, with only just a weekend. So, JD, I'll play a clip here from Andy Reid in a second just on this. Now, is this a simple case of Andy Reid and Andy Heck kind of testing the versatility of what they have in Jaylon Moore since it is his first training camp at Kansas City? Or is the coaching staff still kind of unsure about what's going to happen with Kingsley Suamataia being ready for week one and just simply kind of getting value out of Jaylon Moore? That's a lot. I've heard a lot of people online saying, you know what, he's going to be making a lot this year. Let's say we'll see what we got with this guy, see if he can vie and start at left guard if he can play that. So here is Andy Reid on Jaylon Moore.
Okay.
Moore getting in the mix at left guard, is he a legitimate candidate to be a starter?
Yeah, he's working all three of those spots, and really both guards, so he can do either. We're just working. We need everybody.
So I will say his whole press conference yesterday was very short and sweet on every question he got. It was like a 2-minute presser for him. But JD, the question here, he talks. We have 2 guard spots. He's playing all positions right now, and they're trying to play the best 5. Do you think that the Chiefs are trying to build depth of the O-line, or are they still just trying to figure out who the starting 5 is going to be at the O-line spots? Where do you think they stand right now? Is Kingsley the guy, or are they still kind of up in the air of who's going to be the starting 5?
I mean, look, I don't think it's unfair to say that when you're paying a guy a hefty price, that you want a guy like this to play. I don't think it's unfair to say that. Now, the question is he playing better than the guy that they have in there, who is King Suma at this moment? That's the question. So are they building depth? I think they know what the depth is. I think that they're good at that point because they know Jaylon Moore could go anywhere. Now they know that. The only place that he hadn't played is center. And I'm sure he's probably taking some snaps here too. Just kind of giving guys just a little look. But that's a great thing because he's a left tackle, but he went over to right tackle. Talking about put him at guard. So he's very versatile in the things that he's able to do. That's good to see. Now, does that mean that King Suma has this sewn up? I don't know. If he's been playing such good football, then I don't think that you take a guy like that out. Like you said, it's going to be the best 5 that's going to start. That's bottom line, point blank and period. And you can't mess with the integrity of the line just because you're paying a guy a lot of money. It just doesn't work that way, right? I get you want to get something out of a guy. And I'm saying that Jaylon Moore can do it. We know he can do it, right? We know that. That's why we brought him here to be our starting left tackle. And then we got Josh. So I think answering the question, this battle between those guys at that left guard, it still remains to be seen. Still remains to be seen. And let's just say they're neck and neck, Marcus. Okay? Let's just say they are neck and neck. As far as in talent and production, do you say we got more value on this guy? We got to let him play, right? I don't know. I think it's something you just got to be able to see. But we know, at least at this moment, King Suma has been winning that position out so far, what I've seen in camp. That's what I've seen. That's what I've heard. Will this light a fire in its tail? Absolutely. Nobody wants to. Look, King Suma he was supposed to be the starting left tackle last year, right? So all of a sudden he's moved down. Joe Tooney's gone out of here. He's like, okay, now I got me another spot to take over. And so you got somebody else right here breathing down your neck. So this is what camp's all about, man. It's competition, brother. It is competition. So we just had to see. We just had to see. But that's why Andy was like, hey, man, we just let him play. It'll all play out. It'll all work itself out, man. So I'll do much of a better evaluation when I get up there to see how these guys are actually flowing. And it's important to see, not just on the 907, the block and one-on-ones on team, how the communication go with all the guys, right? Jaylon Moore is actually getting there. King Suma has been here. And so the difference in this, Marcus, here's the difference. Even though Jaylon Moore has a lot more experience, it still counts what a guy knows for the offense that you run in the system. You still got to see how a guy's he's going to execute against like a twist and blitzes, or guys picking it up, right? Are you making the calls? Are we sitting over tackling on the fan? Am I looking all the way out? Do I know that my tackle is going all the way out? Because now also, too, you got to help this guy that's over to the left of you. You got to help him. Why? Because he's a young guy. That's important. Is this something that Jaylon Moore may know more than King Suma? Things that he's seen? Possibly. So, yeah, man, that's good.
What retort I had to a lot of people who were saying, well, Jaylon Moore's making $16 million, you got to play him, right? That's fine and all, but like King Suma was a second-round pick, right? So like he may not be making $16 million a year, but still a high draft pick that you're not gonna that the second year in a row you're gonna put him as the reserve guy. I mean, I feel like second-round pick is, in a way, it's not exactly equivalent to $16 million a year, but that's pretty high.
High, man. Shoot, you expect a guy like that second-round pick to start?
Yeah,
for real. Period. That's what you think. You brought him in because you're thinking the first, second round, absolutely third. These guys are getting playing time. They are starting. They are playing. We're not bringing a guy in the second round to ride the bench. He ain't doing that. He ain't carrying the little water cart out there to give guys water. He ain't doing that. This guy's coming out there to go play, man. So Rich Cooper said best five as it should be. Absolutely. No, I don't care how much guys make it. If a dude's not getting the job done, that's just what it is. But both these guys are capable. We know that. They are. So
I saw one comment from Witchy Hall. It's very interesting, actually. Sorry. It was pretty much saying that based on team. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the O-line changes for certain opponents. I mean, it's not. That's interesting, right? To have like a 6-man type of guy that you can plug and play if you want to, but with all offensive line, I mean, you could speak to this. You need cohesion. It's not like basketball. You can change up your starting five versus teams you play. You need cohesion on the O-line.
You do need cohesion, consistency. To hear the same voices all the time. But that's a good thing about what offensive line, what they do breed and what they teach, is everybody being on the same page. So even if a guy does leave, or gets hurt, the next guy that comes in shouldn't skip a beat. He knows every call. He knows how to make every adjustment. They know exactly what to do. Why? Because they're in the meeting. They all being taught the same way. That's the way it works. So does that mean that for each opponent, certain opponents, will you change? I don't know. That, like you said, the cohesion and the consistency, you don't want to mess that up, right? So it's like the same thing. Like if you're making a nice soup, right, if you will, and you want to try different things with it, okay? You need consistency there for it to taste good. Everybody likes the way it tastes, and you want to, okay, let me just change it up here. And everybody's like, hey, what'd you do to it? It's like, what do you mean? Like, you did something. I don't know, you did something a little different, right? My daughter would say that, well, you did something different. What'd you do? And she'd be like, okay, I didn't put this and I didn't put that. And you could find that in, an offensive line. I mean, this is an orchestra. Everybody has to be on the same page, sounding the same thing. New seasoning. Yeah, that could, you might be like, I don't like that. I didn't like that one. So, are we referring to Susan soup? No, Susan makes some delicious soup,
and she's consistent with it too.
She's consistent. She's consistent.
You need to be consistent. That's more of the story. The whole point. You need to be consistent.
Yeah, Brian trying to get me in trouble. Look at you, Brian. Look at you, Brian. Really?
Yeah. So I mean, that was interesting thing there with the offensive line. So far, up until Tuesday, it's been the same guys going out there every day, and then you got a 50-50 split between Jaylon Moore and our guy Kingsley Suamataia.
So, but let's keep going back to this. It's such a great problem to have. It is. Because if somebody, let's say, Juwan has been banged up, starting on PUP, whatever it may be, Jaylon Moore can move over to the right. Man, we are in a position that we haven't been in a long time, Marcus. Seriously. That we wonder, like, oh man, who's going to start because everybody's good, right? And I get we got a lot of youth on the left side. I understand that. Okay, and that takes into account as well. It does. It does. But if you trust guys, right? We got to go back to trusting relationships, okay? Especially on a football field. You got to know that guys beside you can get it done. Guys behind you is going to get it done. Guys on the other, everybody's going to get it done. And being on the same page. And how it works, we correct each other. We correct each other. So when I talk and I messed up, I used to go all the time. My tight ends up, hey man, how come you didn't make that call? Me and TG like, you didn't make that call? Well, I say, B. Waters. I remember B. Waters yelled at me one day because I didn't make the call on time. Come on, JD. I say, hey man, don't be yelling at me. Shoot. Hey, it's like we switched it up. We ain't supposed to switch it up like that. So things like that. But me, same thing. Me and Willie Rowe, the guys will make calls. You just hear it, you know it, and you echo it down the line. Everybody's hearing it. Trent, hey man, we make it check. Everybody's listening. Everybody's got to be in tune to what's going on. And if you don't know, hey man, what was that? What was the check? Right? Sometimes you might get an answer, sometimes you don't.
I think it's so funny about this whole Jaylon Moore situation. It's like if you look at fans on Twitter, it's like the first when we start off training camp and Juwan Taylor was on PUP and it's like, oh, Jaylon Moore's getting some right tackle reps, and then now it's the following week. Now Jaylon Moore is fighting for the left guard spot. So many fans. Jaylon Moore is like this guy that everyone's kind of pushing the starters, and it's like, oh, is he the right tackle? Could be the left guard. It's like every week's a new position for Jaylon Moore can take. It started off at left tackle months ago. Now we see Josh Simmons kind of making that role. It's like, oh, maybe he presses Juwan Taylor. Okay, maybe he presses Kingsley for that left guard spot. The poor guy's being penciled for everybody's a sweetheart pick for all these different positions.
Yeah, but he wants to start regardless of where it is, man.
Yeah.
And look, I've always said this is absolutely true. The more you can do, the better off you're going to be. The more you can do, the better off you're going to be. So he's created some incredible value with his versatility to be able to go and be utilized on the left and right side of the line. It's like the question of you're a jack of all trades, maybe not master of none, but he's becoming a master of many things, many positions. And I do believe from some of the conversation, he looks pretty good on the right and the left. So.
Yeah, to go from not playing guard at all and playing tackle, guard. He's like literally what the Chiefs want every lineman to be, kind of playing every spot. He's literally he fits the profile of a Chiefs offensive lineman to be able to play left guard, right guard. He's doing it all. And honestly, if he doesn't start, but we know he can do all those things, that puts us in a great spot because we've seen it. We've been going to the playoffs every year. We see that we always have problems in the playoffs with injuries to the guard or tackle spot. And so, he's going to be a godsend for us one way or the other. And if everyone stays healthy, hey, he's a guy as a rotational piece potentially.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's a beautiful spot. So.
Yeah, Brett Veach has done a masterful job with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.